Hey, hola, my friends. My name is Charles Collins, and I am the CEO of Together We Grow, and welcome to our sustainable gardening adventure. Now, the skies are not tricking you. There's no camera tricks or angles. This is an absolutely stunning, gorgeous day in the Sonoran Desert. We're located in the southwestern United States. Our temperatures are jumping in between, for today, are jumping in between 109 and 112.5 degrees Fahrenheit, which seems pretty hot. That actually seems pretty hot. That's awfully hot. Our tomatoes have seen better days, as in the video we made yesterday. If you haven't got a chance, please go back and look at it. I also made another video the day before yesterday. You checking these videos out, you subscribing, you helping us out with the merchandise. This is how we're able to continue doing all of this. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Click that little bell below, get notified whenever we make new material. Today we're going to be discussing some projects that we've done in the past. One of the projects is our little nanobubble experiment. We've made some improvements on the bucket, so I can't wait to show you guys about that. Hopefully we'll have some time to answer some of the amazing questions that you give us. And also, there's a race between 3 green onion scraps. They all started out at the same time. One we transferred into our hydroponic tray system. Some of the other ones we just put into a cup and put on top of a counter or out on reach of direct sunlight. And the other set we actually put into our living wall system. Which set of green onions do you guys think grew the best? I'm interested. Write it down below. If you guys guess it before the end of the video, let me know. Now, just about every project, no, not just about, every single project that you see me work on starts off as an idea or a concept on our whiteboard inside the house. I'll usually draw it out, think about it for a few days, maybe a few weeks. Then I absolutely get to work inside of the shed. Every project you've ever seen me make, from our little nano bucket experiment, all the way to our tunnel systems, are all built inside of this little workshop right here. Now, one of the things that you guys really never get to see is me actually putting the stuff and getting the work in here. Well, I always, and I can't stress this enough, always wear the correct safety gear. Whether it be to protect my breathing, whether it be to protect my hands, whether it be to protect my eyes. You only get one chance to make a mistake in here, and trust me, you don't want it to be the wrong mistake. We use all types of power. Good Lord, it is so hot. Remember when I was telling you all about staying hydrated? Yeah, it's like 112 degrees. And the stuff that I do to show you how to do things right. Man, the stuff that I do for the love of the audience. You guys are awesome. But all jokes aside, if you are out there, if you are in your workshop, my idea creation mobile, wear the correct safety gear at all times. For the most part, during these months, I don't do any primary work inside of the shed after 11:15, 11:30 a.m. It's a little too hot. I am lucky that I do have an in-house workshop that does have air conditioning. But guys, I can't stress it enough. Safety first with everything. Safety first with everything. So, first off, as promised, and as to you guys with all of your endearing patience, let's go over the new DWC, Deep Water Culture, Together We Grow bucket design. Now, some of the classic features that you'll still see we have on it. We do have our visible water line right here. So, when the water comes up through the pump at the bottom of this bucket, which I'm pretty sure you can't see, it actually feeds into this top right here. It comes down through this line. It then travels back into the bucket and out of this hose right here. Now, at the bottom of this hose, we do have a ferrous magnet. At the bottom of the bucket, we have we had another ferrous magnet. My magnet fell off. I'm totally gonna keep that in the video because I'm not making video movies for productions. I'm doing them because I'm trying to share the experience with you guys, and I did not know that fell off of there. That's kind of important. Okay, so here you go, guys. Real-time repair in the video. Here's my magnet, and I always buy everything in bulk. So, gosh forbid, when something like this does occur, it's not really going to set me back. It's an easy repair. So right there on that bottom little hole right there, I'm going to take that magnet, I'm going to stick it right there. And that is that magnet's new home. Now, I've asked you, no you didn't, did you? I'm sorry about that. Stator magnet. We're just gonna act like this magnet's gonna stay there and it's just gonna pay attention. So you guys are in for a real special treat. I was going to tell you about one of the processes that I use for almost all of my projects, and it involves using resin. Now our magnet doesn't want to cooperate, and I'm not really going to go for some glue, so we're going to take our magnet, I'm going to set it right here, and I'm just going to take a drop of the resin, right there in the corner. Oh, that's a little bit more in the drop, but that's good because I'm actually going to take that with my finger. I've been using this stuff so much lately. I'm just going to do it right there on the edge in between the magnet and the bucket. I'm going to take my cap, I'm going to place it back on the resin bottle, and I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's not going anywhere. And actually, I'm going to turn my bucket and get a little bit on the edge right here. And the trick is, you want to tilt with your object so that the resin goes in between two pieces that you have next to each other. So there's a little trick. I give that a little spin right there. Make sure that resin is between the bucket and the magnet, and set my light on it. And that's 5 seconds. Now, I'm glad I added this into the video because I wanted you guys to actually see this repair in real time. There's a bunch of stuff that I'll be working on inside, and I'll actually have to make a real-time repair like that. So it's just one of the tricks of my trade. If you don't use it, I highly suggest get yourself a black light, a UVA light, UV light. Get yourself some UV resin. I got myself a nice little kit on the box stores so that when stuff like this does occur, it's really easy for me to fix it. So here you go. Yeah, I could have done that a lot neater, but I was pretty much doing it one-handed. And here's our magnet. That's not going anywhere. So it's one magnet here on the bottom of the bucket on the inside. It's another magnet attached to this, and that sits right there. So can anyone tell me why I use the magnets? What effect the magnets have on water? What effect the magnets have on oxygen? And speaking of oxygen, these two lines right here are just receptacles that suck in oxygen using the force from the primary pump. So not only is this pump pushing water throughout the system in the bottom of the bucket, it's actually pulling in force of oxygen using the Venturi effect. Yes, the Venturi effect. So it's just basically a 2-for-1 special with the pump. We're able to control the rate of oxygen, not the size of the bubbles, but the rate of oxygen coming in by using these simple little valve controllers that you would use in any garden application. But once again, these do not determine the size of your oxygen bubbles. Now, regarding how all of this works together in our system. Now, remember guys, we have those two tubes right there where we pull in oxygen. Oxygen is paramagnetic. That means that it reacts to magnetism. So we're using UV photons and light to enable and generate the transfer of magnetism. Now, our UV light that we're actually using is from the sun, which is actually the very best. And this is why the best effect with nanobubbles is achieved during the daytime versus the nighttime. So the UV from the sun helps enable the photon protection mechanism, meaning more ROS tolerance, that equals more growth and development. The magnetism also increases PAR, photon absorption rate, equals more photons. Light can be absorbed and converted into photosynthesis. Pardon me, I just got choked up, guys. This equals more nutrient-dense food, tastier, crisper, and bigger. So it's basically just using the basic little rules of science, basic little rules of physics, and applying it into an easy application that enables us to grow some really awesome plants and vegetables. You guys gotta excuse me, I got a little choked up just now, but I am dealing with a slight summer cold. So please excuse me if I sound weird. Now on to part 2 of our discussions. Onion scraps. Onion scraps. Weighing in at this corner, I'm just kidding with you guys. These are in our grow tray, our hydroponic outdoor grow tray. So these guys are actually dealing with the full blast of that 111, 112 degree heat. I measured these guys in height, but before we look at their height, let's see. They got a good thickness to them. The color is outstanding. Very, very deep rich green. That's the color that these onions should be. And these are about 9 inches tall. These ones right here, that little part you see right there, that didn't exist when I moved this out here. So there's a little bit of growth right there. Would you say that this is going to be bigger, smaller, or the same size as the ones that we have on the counter or the ones that we have on the grow wall? Let's see. And here's contestant number 3, rolling in at 11 inches and looking green and beautiful as the ones outside with all types of new growth on this. It's the onion scraps from the living wall. Now 1, 2, 3, these ones, those are all about 6 inches long. Those are all brand new. Those are the same age as that little tiny one that you saw growing off of the one on the counter, and the little tiny one growing off of the little onion growing off of the one outdoors. So I'm definitely going to say that the living wall is going to win this contest every single time. Now before I let you guys go as promised, I'm actually going to turn off those 2 top pink lights because they are very, very bright, and I'm going to do a little real-time harvesting for you guys so you guys can see this. It's 112 to 111, 112 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and we are going to be harvesting a crap load of winter greens, just a huge variety of winter greens from our wall in the Sonoran Desert. So there you go, guys. Let's turn these lights on so you can get a much better view of the plants. Oh, there you go. A lot more peaceful, right? A lot less stress on the eyes. And we're going to start off some of this beautiful green lettuce up on top. And I think that's a bib lettuce. Don't make me lie to you about the different types of lettuce. Hey, there might be a special prize for whoever can tell me what type of lettuce this is when I'm cutting it, so that I don't have to lie to you guys. I don't want to lie to you guys. I wouldn't do that. So I'll just be honest with you. Yeah, I have no idea what type of lettuce it might be that I'm cutting at any given time. What I can tell you, oh my goodness, is that they are healthy. It is healthy, pardon me, and it is delicious. Now, we've only been here for a few seconds. This is what we have in our bowl. Oh, pardon me, get you a better angle so far. And we're just gonna go for the ones that are like really just like calling, looking at me like, hey man, will you trim us, man? Because we got so much more growing to do, but we can't till you get these guys out of our way. So can you do that, Holmes? Just get us out the way. Don't waste all these people's time with your silly voice. In your crazy garden antics. Let's get over here. I try not to do too much at a time because I do believe, you guys can laugh at me all you want, I do believe to some extent that plants feel pain, and whether we want to accept it and register it, it's up to us. And as people said before, some of my friends have asked me, well, if that's the case, then what are we supposed to eat? I said, well, you eat what you want to eat, but you eat it in moderation, you eat it with respect. And that's basically my rule of life right there, man. Little moderation, a little bit of respect. I'm just gonna knock a few more plants out. We're gonna take this in the light. We're gonna see what we actually walked away with. You know what? I want a little spice, a little kick in here, so I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna get some of this arugula. I'm gonna bring some arugula in there. This light is nice and it's not supposed to be bland, and a little spice is a great thing. And that's what arugula does. Arugula adds that little pepper punch to a salad. Sometimes, you know, especially on a hot day like this, you want a little bit of spice in your life. And that's what a good salad can bring. A good salad can bring a little bit of spice in your life. So I really don't want to do any, oh man, you know what, I have to. Because you guys aren't fans, but many of you aren't, but I am, and I love kale, especially hydroponically grown kale. Because it doesn't end up being as tough as outdoor grown kale, because it's not really going through the elements. And I explained to folks before, the elements are really your plant's fighting against the elements and winning and not dying and actually thriving through them. That results in something that we like to call flavor. And you still get that flavor in hydroponic plants, but the plants don't have to exert all that energy in just being strong enough just to survive and just exist. And I think that's a joy and a beauty to hydroponics, because then you can factor on the other elements of the plant to actually bring that cool flavor out. So here you go, my friends. Real-time harvest after just a few minutes. We're gonna have this delightful, this is a pretty sizable bowl. This isn't a small bowl. But if you look at the wall, it hardly looks like I touched it. And I'd like to dedicate this video to my friend Andrew. just call him Dr. Drew. And I used to work with him at the Kitt Peak National Observatory. And he actually was one of the inspirations for me to, original inspirations to build this living wall. You see, he said he's a very busy man. He said he wanted to have it so that at his house he could just reach in at any given time, be able to just pick a nice, delicious, nutritious salad, one that's not going to get rejected or probably recalled and end up getting in the hospital or anything of that nature. And I said, I think I can do that, and I can do that with minimum space. And that's 64 plants. I repeat, that's 64 plants growing off of a 3 by 3 foot, 1/4 inch thick living wall frame. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Pardon me, I look like Red Man right now. Let me get to where you can get some light. Hold on. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation, including the harvest, including the talk about nanobubbles. Pardon me getting a little choked up. Like I said, that cold is getting a little bit of the best of me right now. Please stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe, get notified when we come up with new stuff and new material, because trust me guys, it's going to be more and more and more. In our up and coming episodes, we're going to show you how to harvest and how to make more food, excuse me, how to not only harvest, but how to produce and how to store for long term all of the amazing, delicious stuff that you may be growing in your gardens. In the meantime, from the Sonoran Desert, stay healthy, stay happy, stay hydrated, and plant that first seed, and together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends. Have a happy 4th of July.